Namaste, children. Today I shall take the second part of the lesson, The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. I hope so far you have understood and there is no doubt at all. And so, shall I start the second part? Okay, page 60. Not long after that, the good old man dreamt again, and the spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill made from the pine tree. Take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. Now, one night, the good old man had a dream. He dreamt his very own pet dog. The spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill made from the pine tree. The dog also advised to take the ashes of the mill and to sprinkle them on the withered trees, so that the withered trees would bloom. The old man awoke and went at once to his wicked neighbor's house, where he found the miserable old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace in the middle of the floor, smoking and spinning. From time to time, they warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from some bits of the mill, while behind them lay a pile of the broken pieces. So the old man, the next day morning, he woke up and immediately he went to the wicked neighbor's house. There he found the miserable old wicked couple sitting at the edge of their square place. They were spinning and smoking, and from time to time they were warming their hands and feet with the blaze from the bits of the mill. The mill was burning. It was blazing. So from the blaze, the heat was coming and they were warming up their hands and feet. Okay? And behind them lay a pile of the broken pieces of the mill. The good old man humbly asked for the ashes. See, the old man requested. Very humbly, he asked for the ashes. Though the covetous couple turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief, they let him fill his basket with the ashes. So the wicked couple, you know, they are always wicked and they are very greedy. That is why it is written, the covetous couple, greedy couple. What did they do when the old man humbly asked for the ashes? They scolded him and treated as if he was a thief. But then they let him fill his basket with the ashes. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. So now the old man got his basket with ashes. He filled his basket with the ashes. He came home. He went into the garden, took his wife to the garden. There, it was a winter evening. What did they do? There, he sprinkled a pinch of ashes on their withered cherry tree. They had a bare cherry tree. The old man sprinkled some ashes on it. And what happened, my dear children? Oh my God! Lo! It sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blooms, which perfumed the air. Suddenly, the bare cherry tree blossomed, and the whole atmosphere, the air, was perfumed with a very pleasant fragrance. Okay, the air turned so nice, so pleasing, and the tree was blossomed. Okay. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. The covetous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make withered trees blossom. So now everyone heard about this magical incident. The wicked couple also heard about it. They also kept the remaining ashes of the mill so that they could also blossom the trees, the withered trees. Okay. Now, the kind old man, hearing that his lord, the daimyo, was to pass along the high road near the village. One day, the old man heard that his lord, the daimyo, was going to pass along the high road near the village. He wanted to see him. So taking his basket of ashes, he set out to see the daimyo. As the train approached, he climbed up into an old withered cherry tree that stood by the wayside. So as the train approached him, what did the old man do? He wanted to see his landlord, daimyo, very clearly, very nicely. So he climbed up into an old withered cherry tree. The cherry tree was withered, okay, bare, dried. So he climbed into that cherry tree and stood waiting for his daimyo. Now, in the days of the daimyos, it was a custom. You see, what was their custom? They had a very funny custom. It was a custom when their lord passed by, for all the loyal people to shut up their high windows. What was the custom, children? When their lord passed by, they had to, all the loyal people of the village, they had to shut up their high windows. They even pasted them fast with a slip of paper so as not to commit the impertinence of looking down on his lordship. There another custom was not to look at the landlord face to face. Okay, it was disrespecting him. Understand? So they were not supposed to look at their landlord face to face. All the people along the road would fall upon their hands and knees and remain prostrate until the procession passed by. And those who were standing on the wayside along the road, what they were supposed to do? They were supposed to fall upon their hands and knees. Okay? They were supposed to fall upon their hands and knees and remain prostrate. Prostrate means remain lying on the ground, face downward, until the procession passed by. Now, the train drew near. The old man was standing on a bare cherry tree. Okay? One tall, competent man marched ahead. So, the train was drawing near. One tall, competent man means a capable man. Yes, a competent man marched ahead, came forward, crying out to the people by the way. He was crying out to the people who were standing by the way. What was he telling? What was he ordering? Get down on your knees, get down on your knees. And everyone kneeled down while the procession was passing. As it was their custom, I told you, whenever they come face to face with their landlord, they had to kneel down on their hands and knee, okay, facing downward. So the man, the competent man, the leader, came out of the train and he ordered everyone to get down on their knees. Suddenly, the leader of the van caught sight of the aged man up in the tree. Suddenly, this man, he caught sight. He saw the aged man standing up in the tree. He was about to call out to him in an angry tone. See, the man was about to call out to the old man in an angry tone. But Seeing he was such an old man, he pretended not to notice him and passed him by. So here again, what came to his help? What came to the help of the old man? His good deed, his good work, his good mind came to his help again. The angry man did not shout at him, did not order him to come down. Why? Because the man thought that the old man was very old enough. Okay, so he let him go. He pretended not to notice him and passed him by. So when the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man, taking a pinch of ashes from his basket, scattered it over the tree. Now, what did the old man do? See, he had such a nice heart. What did he do? When the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man took a pinch of ashes from his basket and he scattered it over the tree on which he was standing, on the bare tree. What happened the next moment? It burst into blossom. The tree was filled with colorful, pink-colored, beautiful, nicely fragrant flowers. Okay? Pleasantly fragrant, beautiful flowers. The delighted daimyo ordered the train to be stopped and got out to see the wonder. Oh my God, the daimyo was wonderstruck, and he ordered the train to be stopped and went out to see the wonder. Calling the old man to him, he thanked him and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cake, fans, and other rewards to be given him. He even invited him to his castle. So you see, children, the old man was once again rewarded. Why? Because he was a good old man. He was good at heart. Okay? The daimyo called him, thanked him, and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cake, fan, and many other rewards. Okay? He even invited him to his castle. Now, so the old man went gleefully, happily home to share his joy with his dear old wife. But when the greedy neighbor heard of it, he took some of the magic ashes and went out on the highway. Now you see what the greedy man did. When he heard the story, he took some of the magic ashes and went out on the highway. There he waited until a daimyo's train came along. He was waiting for a daimyo's train to pass by. So as he waited, what happened? He waited for the daimyo's train to pass by, and instead of kneeling down like the crowd, he climbed a withered cherry tree. What was he supposed to do, my dear children? What was their custom? Their custom was to, as soon as they saw their daimyo, they were supposed to kneel down, isn't it? But here, this man, what did he do? He climbed a withered cherry tree. So instead of kneeling down like the crowd, he climbed a withered cherry tree, just like the good old man. Just like the good old man did, he also tried to do like that. When the daimyo himself was almost directly under him, he threw a handful of ashes over the tree. So now, when the daimyo was directly under him, when the daimyo came directly under him, what did he do? He threw a handful of ashes over the tree, which did not change a particle. As he expected that the trees would blossom into beautiful flowers. Instead, nothing of that sort happened. Okay? What happened? The wind blew the fine dust in the noses and eyes of the daimyo and his wife. Instead, the wind blew the ashes into the noses and eyes of the daimyo and his wife, and he spoiled the sport. Okay? Such sneezing and choking. They started to sneeze, they started to choke. It spoiled all the fun. It spoiled all the pomp and dignity of the procession. Okay? The man whose business it was to cry, "Get down on your knees," the man, that means the competent man, the leader, who was supposed to give the command, "Get down on your knees," what did he do? He seized the old fool by the collar. He caught him by the collar, dragged him from the tree, and tumbled him and his ash basket into the ditch by the road. Then he beat him soundly. He left him for dead. Beat him until he was dead. Okay? Thus, the wicked old man died in the mud. See what a miserable death he had. He died miserably, painfully. Okay? But the kind friend of the dog dwelt in peace and plenty. But the kind friend of the dog, that means the good old couple, they lived peacefully and plentifully. And both he and his wife lived to a green old age. Both of them lived for a pretty long years, a prosperous life, a very nice life they had. They lived for many years, than a green old age. They lived for many years, happily, peacefully. Okay, children, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. It's a wonderful lesson with a very nice with a moral lesson in it. Okay, a moral lesson for all of us. We should not be wicked at all. Our mind should be as clear and as good as a good old couple. We shall be surely rewarded by the God. Otherwise, what will happen? The same fate what the wicked man had, we would also meet the same fate. Okay? So with this, I'm ending my lesson over here. Tomorrow, if at all, first of all, you read the lesson nicely, thoroughly. If you have any doubt, you can clear it in the class. And I can also ask you a few questions. Okay? So see you then tomorrow. Bye-bye, children.